Good morning, sir. Good morning. This Spinjutsu thing may have gone a little bit too far. I am partly responsible for that because I have been enjoying this and having way too much fun with it. So let's talk about Spinjutsu, tricking, and should we change the names of things in general? Like, here's a great example. This is a cat. Hi, this cat's name is Cheeto. When this cat gets adopted, they might name him Fred, or I don't know, something like Fred. Let's go with Fred. So even though Cheeto's name goes from Cheeto to Fred, Cheeto, this being, this cat right here, doesn't change. He is still Meow. And I feel that same way with the Spinjutsu versus tricking whole debate that's going on right now within the community is whether we call it Spinjutsu, whether we call it tricking, whether we call her Doodle, or whether we call her Magic Girl. I don't know, Dark Magician Girl? I like that. Nightwing. Oh, that's Ollie. I'm learning. But the names of things don't change what they are. There's this big kind of conversation right now in terms of marketability of tricking and making tricking the sport more marketable. And tricking as a discipline, as a doing off-axis kicks, flips, and twists, doing combinations of them, there's a high barrier to entry that is physical. Same issue is in gymnastics. If you look at the population of gymnasts and the population of skateboarders, there's actually more skateboarders than gymnasts because skateboarding is easier to do recreationally and it's easier to pick up a skateboard and just wee than it is to do a round off back handspring back tuck or do a backflip on beam. Doing things in gymnastics is really, really hard. Tricking faces that same struggle. And I think that's what makes tricking far less marketable, not the name tricking. Like if you look at gymnastics versus soccer or American football, there are so many more people doing those other disciplines, and that's okay. I think one day tricking will get bigger, or Spinjutsu, maybe the name will change. Admittedly, I use tricking in the name of all of my books. And I'm not going to be rebranding the books or rewriting the books. I'm actually writing another book with tricking in the name. For me, this whole sport, this whole community, this whole discipline that I participate within, it's not about the marketability of it. I'm not doing this for views. Why would we do this for views? If we wanted views, it would not be in tricking. It would be, I don't know, doing some sort of car videos or drifting and some sort of thing, making full-time just ridiculousness. I don't believe that tricking needs to change in particular either. Like, I like tricking. I like the name tricking. I know there is a connotation with prostitution. I know that. And I don't think that that is something that that's gonna put us down and that's gonna hold the sport back from progressing. Like, tricking has been growing. Tricking has been doing amazing things. And if we're just doing things for the marketability, it's gonna feel kind of sour. It's not gonna have a good taste in our mouths. Now, in terms of the name, Spinjutsu, this is one of my favorite mangas of all time. I've read all of this, and I have watched all of it. I love Naruto. And the idea of doing jutsu is really cool to me. And the idea of doing spinning, jutsu, that's where I totally didn't know about the Lego thing until I was reading all the comments on Instagram, which it's hard for me to even keep up with this level of tricking discourse because I'm dyslexic. I don't know if you guys know, it is hard for me genuinely to read and understand people's opinions because it's paragraph of text, paragraph of text, paragraph of text. And there's only so much I can read and, feel like I'm actually absorbing this information. Like this cat, when he first came in, his name was Blackie.
No one liked that name, especially some of the people who help out here. So Ruth and I were like, no, Blackie not the way. Let's name him Nightwing, like a Robin, Batman Nightwing. And I think Nightwing is way better of a name for him, but regardless of what we call him, it doesn't change him. Like, I could call him a cat, I could call him a dog, I could call him Blackie, Nightwing. It doesn't change what he is. And it's helping tricking as a discipline grow in making tricking something that is less of a barrier of entry physically, more understandable for someone, has a little bit more of a competitive, like, trajectory for its athletes. All of that stuff matters way more than the name of the discipline. How easy is it to learn? How much money can we make doing it? What is the infrastructure surrounding it? Is it something that's going to get us sponsors? These are all things that almost matter more to the popularity of tricking than the name. I think people are too bogged down in the name. And this whole conversation of tricking versus Spinjutsu, it's kind of not the best use of our time. So in light of that, I am also going to be spending the next 5 to 7 days offline, off of social media, focusing on just recovering from the kiddies. I like this discourse, I find it fun, but it's not very progressive for me training. And if I'm reading all day, I'm definitely not doing the things that's going to get me better at tricking. And I like tricking, whether we call it tricking, Spinjutsu, what have you, Usu, I like it. It's fun. I don't think we need to change the names, but I don't think the names matter that much. I really don't. I think that if you're doing tricking and if you're participating in the sport for the marketability of it, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. This sells a lot better than tricking. So I am not opposed to Spinjutsu. I'm not opposed to, I wasn't opposed to martial arts tricking when I first started the sport. There was this giant debate of martial arts tricking versus tricking. And that debate's kind of died down. And now the current debate is tricking versus Spinjutsu. Now, fun fact, back in the day, I was always on the side of tricking. So the fact that martial arts tricking as a name has kind of fallen out of the culture to a large degree, I'm not opposed to it, but I do like our martial arts roots. That's kind of why I did the whole tricking black belt thing. I like martial arts. I have a big passion for that. And I like the idea of applied technique and jutsu. And I love Naruto. I'm a weeb. I am a nerd. I absolutely love all this stuff. I think that it has a place in tricking. And also, we can name things 2 different names. We can call it tricking while also calling it Spinjutsu. It doesn't have to be exclusive. When I'm speaking in Mandarin, when I say Zao An, I can say good morning. It's not Shi, thank you. They mean the same thing even though I'm saying different things. And it's getting comfortable with that I think can help this community progress a really long way, is to not get kind of bogged down in the names and just go outside, go in public, do some tricking. But yeah, that is my rant. I cannot type out the rant. I'm not as good at reading the rants because of my dyslexia, but I'm good at talking. And talking to a camera is something I feel comfortable with, but I also don't want to talk to a camera forever. I want to hang out with some cats. We are expecting the biggest snowstorm we've had in 4 years, 12 to 18 inches. And for my homies in the Netherlands and shit, that's nothing. But for us in little old Maryland, it is a giant snowstorm. So I will be spending the next few days offline in the darkness, training, but hanging out, focusing, re-centering myself. I finished the script for my next book. I just need to make the visual aids for it, which I think I'll be able to do during the snowstorm. So you guys won't see me for 5 to 7 days, but I will be back with a vengeance and with more meow tricking.